Okay, and now all of the rituals of purification are complete. If you're watching this recording, just take some pure water and place it at your crown, your throat, and your heart. Try to relax and sound Om Ahung a few times. And now that we're in this sphere of protection, which the ultimate protection is refuge, so we should take refuge, and we're going to take refuge in this tradition. So I am going to sound Hung. As I sound Hung, I will share my screen also. You should see me the same as a Minla. That means medicine. Minla Guru, medicine Buddha, Minla Amma. So I'm the same as the medicine Buddha from now on until liberation is reached to you. So at my right and on my left is all the Buddhas and all of the Bodhisattvas, especially those principal ones of medicine, all of the rishis and goddesses of healing and cures, of body, speech, and mind. And now in the presence of Medicine Buddha myself, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all the victorious ones of the 10 directions in 3 times. You bring all beings, starting with those you know well, all the way to those that you have never met, those you don't remember meeting, those you met in past existences. All wanderers come with you and they also take refuge. So repeat after me. Namo. I and all wandering beings, without exception, tormented by the illness of karma, afflictions, and suffering, take refuge in the Sugata Medicine Guru. I and all wandering beings, without exception, tormented by the illness of karma, afflictions, and suffering, take refuge in the Sugata Medicine Guru. I and all wandering beings, without exception, tormented by illness of karma, afflictions, and suffering, take refuge in the Sugata Medicine Guru. With this, the refuge vows are attained. But it's not simply enough to go for refuge, for oneself alone, but one should generate the aspiration that all beings will become free and healed of all sickness, relative and ultimate, right now. And that not only do we aspire to this as a kind of mental affectation in our life, well, I'll get to it, but we set about the actions, the planning, the strategy, and the hard work of liberating others. And we also know that all methods and all concepts and ideas, that the Dharma transcends all of those kinds of things. So anything that we engage in to help beings and to heal beings on the relative, eventually those beings will die, and impermanence is a constant. But that the Dharma that liberates the mind stream, it is lasting. And that is ultimate bodhicitta, or resting in the nature of our own body, speech, and mind, our condition as beings. So knowing that aspiration, action, and ultimate bodhicitta, Take these vows from the bottom of your heart, repeating after me. I generate the mind to liberate all wanderers from suffering. I generate the mind to liberate all wanderers from suffering. I generate the mind to liberate all wanderers from suffering. And so with that, you have renewed or taken your refuge and your bodhisattva vows. And if you've renewed them, it acts as a sojang, meaning that you've purified them. And they're as if that you just took them. And so now we must also take our Vajrayana vows, because the practice of medicine Buddha, or Minla, it has practices in both the sutra and the tantra. There are sutras of medicine Buddha that go over his vows and his Pure Land and his dharani, and these are sutric. But then medicine Buddha also arises in every class of the tantras, whether it is the 4 vehicles of tantra or the conception of the 6 vehicles of tantra. There's really no difference, but he arises in the Kriya Tantras with plenty of prescriptions and prohibitions and things to eat and not to eat and when to eat and actions to take and medicines to make and all of those things. And in the Charya and in the Yoga Tantras as well. In particular, the history of today's empowerment, Minla in this case, comes from the higher Tantras. In the Sarma schools, and Sarma means new, and it's referring to the new translations that took place largely in the 11th century. The higher Tantras is also called Anuttara Yoga Tantra, and that is the class of higher Tantra. In the older Nyingma schools, which go back to the 7th century, probably even before with Samstengampo, before Padmasambhava even came, so the old, also called the Natyur or the Nyingma school, the ancient school, the translations divide the tantras into 3 classes: Mahayoga, Anu Yoga, and Ati Yoga, or Dzogchen, or Mahasanti. Of those classes of Mahayoga, there is medicine Buddha, and he has many deities in his retinue. And of course, if you feel drawn to this, then you should request and receive such an empowerment, which involves stages of practice. A generation stage that is very in-depth with details that must be meditated on as simdzins, holders of the mind for many years. And also the completion stage where one's channels, winds, and drops are fully realized in their experience. In the Anu Yoga, one takes the view of Mahasanti, that is, one is medicine Buddha from the very beginning, and there is no difference between one's own aggregates, one's own body, one's own energetic experience in one's mind and that of the medicine Buddha. And there never has been, except for that moment of confusion that differentiates I am a self and you are another. That mistake creates samsara and all of the other poisons. Without that mistake, one is medicine Buddha, without a doubt. It's upon that view that the method of deity yoga is brought. So if you forget, if you are distracted, if you have difficulties and obstacles, in this case, especially illnesses, then you have the relative method of the medicine Buddha to remind you, I am no different than my guru, medicine Buddha. Knowing that one's guru is medicine Buddha, and knowing that one's nature has always been medicine Buddha, one is liberated on a single ground without the need for steps and stages. So the view is identical to Ati Yoga, Dzogchen, Mahasanti. The method is not. Ati Yoga has its own methods. Anu Yoga retains the method of the deity. Today's empowerment comes from Anu Yoga. The root tantra of Anu Yoga is called the Gong Pa Du Pa Do. Gongpa means liberated intention. It comes from a separation in Tibetan words between, say you have a plan to build a home, right? And say you go to a master builder to help you build a home. Your idea would never be Gongpa, but the builder's idea, who is trained in how to build homes and how to construct with materials, their idea of how to build is a Gongpa. So Gongpa itself, it indicates mastery in the mind in applying something. Over the years, Gongpa became pretty much the exclusive territory linguistically of the Buddhas. So when you see a Gongpa, you're talking about the idea of the master, the Buddha. So Gongpa, the realized intention of the Buddha. Drugpa, gathering everything. Drugpa means to just bring everything in one place. Do means sutra. So even though it's called a sutra, it is a tantra. Why is it called a sutra? Because it is a very, very early tantra, before the word tantra was developed. It was a secret sutra before these communities had developed their linguistic ideas of, okay, this is tantra, this is sutra, this is category. So Gongpa, Drugpa, Do means the liberated intention of the Buddhas, which gathers everything. So this is the root tantra of Anu Yoga. And there are other subsidiary explanatory and tantras which condense the root tantra that are condensed root tantras in Anu Yoga. Tantras themselves are very cryptic. If you got a hold of such a tantra, it would not have practices in it. And you could sit down and think, okay, now I have the tantra and I'm going to pray. It's not like that. It's a record of a visionary experience in a kula, a realized experience between the master and the students. From that gets distilled the oral lineage of the sadhanas, the agamas, and the shastras. These are what you would know as the commentaries, the explanations, the practices that you do daily. Also especially important, the upadeshas, which are the personal instructions of one's teacher. This is what makes the practice of tantra, all of these things together. Among all of the tantras of the Drugpa Do Tantra, the Gongpa Drugpa Do, the sadhana to come out of this tantra is called the Mayajala sadhanas, which means the web of illusions sadhana. And in that, this is a very long sadhana, so there's really no need to mention too much about it, only that there's thousands of deities. So when you take this root sadhana and you break it down, it is essentially every deity one could imagine within the sphere of the 9 vehicles. This also includes medicine Buddha. So this is the root of all of the Anu Yoga practices of medicine Buddha. This is what Padmasambhava taught many students when he came to Tibet. One of those students that he taught was called a Marinchen. You can see him behind me. He's eating a rock. This is a Marinchen. He's one of the 25 disciples of Padmasambhava. He attained liberation, and he's eating a rock because he was especially skilled at rasayana. This means he would consume stones and no other kind of food or drink and convert them into the 5 pure elements in his body. Eventually, he attained a rainbow body. Padmasambhava gave him Marinchen many kinds of instructions to conceal with Yeshe Sodyo, to be remembered in future times. These are called the Termas, particularly these Termas of Marinchen. And there are many tertans that arose that were the embodiments of a Marinchen. One of them is the very important tertan called the Longsal Ningpo, who revealed a cycle called the Longsal Ningpo, so it's really easy to remember. Another is the great Adzom Drugpa, whose terma we will receive today. And then my own master and root guru, Namkai Norbu Rinpoche, was an embodiment of Marinchen directly from Adzom Drugpa. Well, he was the second Adzom Drugpa. And so this particular terma is very close to my heart and our heart in the Kula. All of these termas revealed by Adzom Drugpa, because they are essentially the same mind stream of Marinchen of Namkai Norbu Rinpoche, of Adzom Drugpa. And they're especially close, of course, because Adzom Drugpa revealed these termas and gave them to many kinds of close students, and several of his heart students was Changchab Dorje, the root guru of my guru. Ayukandru, an important heart guru of my guru, and the grandmother of Namkhai Norbu Rinpoche, who also was a heart student of Adzom Drugpa. Then to Norbu Rinpoche and to myself, so it's a very close lineage that's still alive with many blessings. As to how these arose, Adzom Drugpa was a great practitioner of many cycles. One cannot easily say, oh, he only practiced this or that. But among all, he was a Rinme master, and among all of the traditions that he learned and mastered, at the center of them is a cycle called the Longchen Ningtig. At the time that he received it, the Longchen Ningtig had been broken in its Samaya, and there was only calamity that followed practicing it. One of the marks of the path of Tantrikas is courage. Adzom Drugpa had Vajra courage, and he thought this incredible cycle cannot die for beings, and so I must practice it and take whatever calamity comes until it is renewed and purified. And so he faced many incredible difficulties to his health and his life, and practiced in retreat for many years, until the Samaya of the Longchen Ningtig had been renewed through his own visions of Longchenpa and of Jigme Lingpa, the Turton who revealed it and gave it to him, and the Samaya was whole again. It is through his realization of the Longchen Ningtig that he realized how to and where to reveal the Termas, both in the earth and in his own mind. This set of Terma is called the Dorje, Osal, Sangzo. Dorje is a Bajra. The Bajra. Osal means clear light. Clear is empty. Light is awareness. Awareness and emptiness, inseparable, is the state of the Bajra, the liberated state. Sang means secret. Zo means treasury. The secret treasury of a Bajra clear light means the secret treasury that came from the liberated experience of realization of Adzom Drugpa, his connection with Padmasambhava, and his realization of the rainbow body at the time of Marinjinjal. One of these deities that he revealed in this vast treasury of deities and practices and methods is Medicine Buddha. Of Medicine Buddha, he revealed two practices, Sambhogakaya Medicine Buddha, which in the past I was going to give, and then I became ill, which is actually a good sign, believe it or not. And Lama Fede had to give this, so this was a year or two ago. I will give it again in the future. And the Nirmanakaya Medicine Buddha, which you'll receive today. The difference is how they arise. So Sambhogakaya arises in a royal form in the Pala Empire, with many kinds of royal crowns, implements, earrings, chains, necklaces. And it has to do more with the expression of a Lundrup, spontaneous accomplishment of all the peaceful and the wrathful deities. Nirmanakaya means the body of illusion. Here Medicine Buddha arises in the form of a monk with medicine. This is more relatable to our experience of going to a doctor, receiving medicine, receiving a cure, taking it, recovering our health. Nirmanakaya, or the body of illusion, is the actual body of your own teacher, and it's actually your potentiality in your physical body. When you attain Buddhahood, your physical body isn't just refuse. You have the physical body of a Buddha. So the seed of the Nirmanakaya in you is your own physical body. This relates to how you see Nirmanakaya Medicine Buddha before you, in a human form, with a monk's robes, carrying medicine. This is very, very relatable. Now, if you have visions all of the time, and you come and you have a contact with the peaceful, the wrathful, and the joyful Buddhas, and you have the expression of the channels, winds, and drops, and the bindus have been released in your body, maybe the Sambhogakaya is more relatable to you. But for most, it's a Nirmanakaya, because they deal with the body. We deal with the body of illusion every day. And so now we have the empowerment of a Nirmanakaya, Medicine Buddha. So I'm going to give some of this blessed water. And if you have some water, you should take it. If not, just imagine that the water comes on your tongue as your commitment, as your samaya. Many kinds of samaya could be given. In the past, when I've given this, I've given all the vows of Medicine Buddha. But due to the audience today, and many not knowing what level of commitment yet that they are capable of, that they have the capacity for, the samayas will be the threefold root samayas that we have in our kula, no matter what empowerment is given. The first is to always maintain a bodhicitta, no matter what happens, no matter whatever beliefs come into your mind. No matter what arises, positive or negative, your bodhicitta should be like the Vajra, unchanging, minyor, indestructible, mise. Nothing can move it, ever. Your bodhicitta is to your own death. You hold it as your highest treasure. Second, you always maintain secrecy. You don't go about posting on social media, talking to everybody about your Vajrayana practice. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Look at my paraphernalia. Your practice is secret. The deities are secret. You keep it as a private part of your life. The public part of your life, when those think of you, they shouldn't immediately think, oh, that's a tantrika. They should think, that is a person who will help me no matter what. It's your bodhicitta. That should be understood first in the minds of others when they think of you. Third, and connected to bodhicitta, and connected to secrecy, you treat everyone in the kula as a real brother, as a real sister, as a real family. And you don't create disharmony and gossip and trouble and abuse within this community. Now, some may say, does this mean we value the community higher than we value beings outside of it? In other words, I'll try not to start drama here, but it doesn't matter what happens outside the kula. Not at all. The kula is the training ground. It's a place to begin. I will begin with my mother, father, partner, spouse, child. I will begin with my spiritual community, my teacher, my friends, my Vajra siblings. Knowing that, you expand that source of harmony, of peace, to all the spirits that live in your region, to the people that you work with every day. Then there's no difference between yourself and others. That's the ultimate goal of bodhicitta, that you realize that the suffering of others is still your suffering. As long as they suffer, you have not eliminated your suffering at all. And the joy and attainment of others is your joy and attainment. When you realize there's no difference between yourself and others in any way and in any capacity, then you have entered the doorway of bodhicitta. And no exceptions. No exceptions means no exceptions. Not based on race, geography, sex, gender, culture, time, preference. No exceptions. Knowing these three things, bodhicitta. Secrecy, harmony. You keep them from the core of your heart when you practice medicine Buddha, when you practice all of the Buddhas. So this is your samaya. And now when I say Vajra samaya, you receive this samaya. And so I'm going to give a little bit of the blessed water here. And then you keep these three things in mind and you think, no matter what, I will hold the bodhicitta. No matter what, I will keep my secrecy. No matter what, I will be a source of harmony in the kula. Then you've taken samaya. Om Vajra Samarya Om Vajra Samarya Om Vajra Samarya Om Vajra Samarya Now this water that you have taken is the nature of the samaya between myself, the medicine guru, and you. If you keep your samaya, this water is the amrita of liberation, which will ripen in you as the three kayas, and you will realize your nature is the medicine Buddha and become a victorious one in a single life. If you do not keep your samaya, this is none other than the water that will burn and solidify as iron in your heart. And in the bardo between lives, in the intermediate space, you will see fire and smoke. And the Dharmapalas and servants of Yama will drag you to Vajra hell for uncountable aeons. Therefore, like a snake in a tube, you have two directions, liberation or destruction. Therefore, keep your samaya and swiftly attain liberation. And now you will request the empowerment, the 4 or 5 empowerments of this practice. So repeat after me. After I say Ema, Ema means wondrous. The Guru exclaims Ema at the beginning to remind the student that what is really incredible and wondrous is not to have some vision or to have some empowerment, but to have the mind that turns toward others. That's rare and wondrous. Ima. Now repeat. Sugata medicine Buddha and Guru inseparable from you. Think of us. From our illness of suffering from ignorance. From suffering together with its causes and effects. To protect us, grant blessing and empowerment. From our illness of suffering from ignorance. From suffering together with its causes and effects. To protect us, grant blessing and empowerment. From our illness of suffering from ignorance. From suffering together with its causes and effects. To protect us, grant blessing and empowerment. And I say to you, this I will do. And so now you should also, in order to receive the empowerment, give a mandala offering. So I'll put up the text for the mandala offering so that you can follow along to the best of your ability. If I can remember it, where it is. I usually have it up. Here we go. Om Bazara Bummiya Om. The earth is the golden ground, completely pure, full of beauty and power. Om Banzariteya Om. The circular iron wall completely surrounds it. In the center is the letter Hong, Maru, the king of mountains. In the east is Purvabadeha. In the south is Jambubipa. In the west is Aparagodanaya. In the north is Atarokuru, the sun and moon. All this beautiful wealth of gods and men, complete and flawless, I offer to the sublime, gracious, glorious root and lineage gurus, together with the hosts of deities from the mandalas of Yidams, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, hosts of guardians who protect the noble Dharma as well as the yakshas and wealth deities. Please accept it with compassion for the sake of beings. And having accepted it, please grant your blessing. And now we give the mandala with the mantra. Om Guru Sarva Tathagata Saparivara Radna Mandala Puja Mega Shamudra Chaparana Samarye And now I am going to generate as the medicine Buddha. Again, you should refresh as I read these verses of the generation of medicine Buddha that I am inseparable from the medicine Buddha, and you are all gathered within his pure land of medicine. The lapis-colored pure land of medicine Buddha is like a beautiful palace, garden, and forest where everything grows there, is medicinal and healing and for the benefit of beings. The inside of his palace is stacked with all manner of pills and medicines and oils. Plants grow there, hanging from the ceilings, from pots, and everywhere around him are all kinds of herbs and spices and other medicines. All around the palace is a beautiful forest of medicine, where all of the fruits are perfectly healthy for beings, and the aurora, the great medicine, grows in all directions. In the vast expanse of the pure vessel and its contents, this means the environment and all the beings in it where you dwell. In the center of a beautiful palace, upon a lotus, moon seat, sits the medicine guru, complete in the peaceful Nirmanakaya attire. His body is blue in color, blazing with all the major and minor marks of the Buddhas. His two legs rest in Vajrasana. His right hand, in the mudra of supreme generosity, holds an arura plant. His left hand, in equipoise, holds a begging bowl, filled up with amrita that eliminates all the diseases that come about from cause and effect. At his three places, therefore at my three places, are the three Vajras. So you should see at my crown is a brilliant white Om. At my throat is a radiant ruby red Ah. At my heart is a brilliant lapis-colored Hung. Light rays come from the three syllables, and countless wisdom beings similar to myself are invited and dissolve into you. So this is the reception of the Jinlap blessing. So you see all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are invited as you see this Om Ah Hung that I sound 3 times. First, focus on the syllables. If you don't know the syllables, see white, red, and blue sphere at my 3 places. Then lights radiate out to the pure land of medicine Buddha, and they strike his heart, and he's moved and turns toward us, and gathers all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas which rain down in his blue form, the same as him, the same as myself. And they rain down into your body like a torrential rain of medicine, filling up every pore with blessing. They come and all of the nectar collects in your crown, your throat, and your heart. Basra Samarya Dya Dya Bam Ho Now I place this Vajra on your crown and I sound the Tishta Vajra. As I sound the Tishta Vajra, all of these blessings are sealed in you until liberation is reached, completely indestructible. Tistra Vajra, Tistra Vajra, Tistra Vajra. And now all the blessings have been made stable in you until liberation is reached. And now you receive the first empowerment, or the empowerment of the vase. As I lift the vase, you see that the vase becomes inseparable from the palace of Medicine Buddha, exactly like you have been visualizing around you. Within the vase, every molecule of the water is the same as in Nirmanakaya, Medicine Buddha that resides within the palace together with all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in his same form, all the 1002 Buddhas of this fortunate aeon, all of the peaceful, wrathful, and joyful Buddhas, all gathered together for the purpose of granting medicine and healing to beings within this great palace. Om In the victorious vase, which is the immeasurable palace, with Amrita from the abiding Sugata, Medicine Buddha, to pacify the illness and spirits of you fortunate ones' bodies, by granting this supreme empowerment, may your aggregates and elements ripen as the deity. And so as I sound this mantra from my crown, comes white lights from the Om, and they strike your crown as you receive the vase on the crown of your head. As you receive this vase on the crown of your head and some of the water of the vase within your palm, you receive this Amrita of the Medicine Buddha, which ripens the Nirmanakaya, your own body, as the body of the Buddha. Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Soha Karya With this, the blessings of the Kaya, the body of the Medicine Buddha, have entered into your own body. All of the illnesses, sicknesses, sufferings, afflictions by spirits which harm your body have been completely dispelled. You have received the seed of the Nirmanakaya to realize your own body as the body of the Medicine Buddha through the meditation on yourself within the permission of seeing yourself as Nirmanakaya medicine Buddha within the practice of Anuyoga. And now you see before you a lapis mala, a beautiful blue lapis mala. I have a mala that I usually use here. It's not lapis, but you should visualize that it is. Every bead of this mala is like a medicine Buddha. And within his heart is the resounding Anuyoga mantra of medicine Buddha turning clockwise again and again. As I place this mala at your throat, you receive the blessing of the speech, the second empowerment, of Nirmanakaya, medicine Buddha. After this, I will sound the mantra and you will also receive the mantra. But first, you receive this blessing of speech. As from my throat, red light, ruby light comes and strikes your own throat, you also receive the blessing of speech. Om with the blue Baidurya mantra mala to pacify illnesses of speech and spirits, you fortunate ones. May the afflicted speech of prana ripen in you as the wisdom of your own prana. May you obtain the supreme empowerment of the Sugata's speech. Om Bikanje Ma Bikanje Soha Baka Bishinchra Now around my own heart swirls the mantra, going clockwise, all the syllables pulsing lapis blue color. They come from my central channel, out from my mouth. They come to your left ear, and they enter your left ear, and they go down your central channel, and wrap around your own heart, going clockwise. Om Bekanje Maha Bekanje Soha. 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 kanji bi kanji maha bi kanji soha. Om bi kanji bi kanji maha bi kanji soha. Om bi kanji ma bi kanji soha. Om bi kanji ma bi kanji soha. Om bekanji maha bekanji 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 soha. With this, the blessing of the speech of Nirmanakaya Medicine Buddha has penetrated your own speech. You have received the seed of Nirmanakaya Medicine Buddha's speech as Sambhogakaya, and the permission to recite the mantra is granted to you. And now you receive the third empowerment, which is the blessing of the mind. For the blessing of the mind, you will receive a branch of the Arura plant, which you should see a picture on the screen. If you don't know what it looks like and you're here with me, you should come look at the screen so you know what an Arura plant is. Aurora, its scientific name is Myrobalan. In the medicine tradition of Ayurveda and in the Tibetan medicine tradition of Drugpa, the Aurora plant is the medicine, when it's dried and ground up, that cures 1,002 diseases, which is a metaphor for all diseases. It is also what Medicine Buddha himself is holding in his right hand, as you see a branch of Arura depicted artistically. And so now I grant you this Arura, so you either feel the Arura come and touch your heart, or you see from my right hand a copy of the Arura comes and is absorbed in your heart with the blue home light rays from my heart that radiate out. Receiving this, you receive the blessing of the mind of Nirmanakaya Medicine Buddha, inseparable from your own mind. This is the mind that is always in the state of helping beings with every kind of medicine and cure. From the aspirations of the Sugatas, victors, and their heirs, the chief medicine, antidote to all illness, to pacify the host of the mental afflictions and diseases, may you obtain the supreme empowerment of the victor's mind. Om Bi Kanji 마비 간지 소하 지다비 신시라 With this, you've received the blessing of the mind of medicine Buddha, and your own mind inseparable. All the illnesses, afflictions, sicknesses, and negative spirits which afflict your mind have been dispelled. The seed of the Dharmakaya has been planted in you, and you will realize the Dharmakaya. You have the permission to meditate upon the Mahasamadhi, which is the great meditation of the great mind of Mahasattva medicine Buddha. Now you receive this fourth empowerment in two stages. First is a quality stage, and then the activity stage. First, through the quality stage, you receive this lapis begging bowl. This is what is in the other hand of the medicine Buddha, which you can look, is a beautiful bowl made of lapis stone. You can imagine that this bowl is touching your navel, or placed at your navel. Or you can imagine that the bowl radiates out a copy which is absorbed into your navel, into your Nirmanakaya chakra, as brilliant golden lights come from my navel and strike yours. You receive all of the profound qualities and capacity of the medicine Buddha. The medicine Buddha's capacity is inconceivable to help others. And so this guna blessing, quality blessing of medicine, of understanding the needs of others, is especially powerful and especially special. Hong Ri. Through the medicine guru's aspirations and his own prayers, appearing as the sign of constantly protecting beings. With this Vaidurya bowl filled with medicine, through this empowerment, may you gain power over a great ocean of qualities. Om Bhikanzi Bhikanzi Ma Bhikanzi Soha Guna Abhishinchira So Om Bhikanze Maha Bhikanze Om Bhikanze Bhikanze Maha Bhikanze Soha Guna Bhikantra So darkness, any impediment to your qualities and capacity to help others and generate compassion is completely dispelled. You have this seed of the Nirmanakaya to realize that your body, speech, and mind, that the essence goes beyond any of these terms or words entirely. Your own experience is medicine Buddha beyond language and concept, any semiological idea which occurs. And that capacity will flower to help others. Therefore, you have the permission to learn and meditate upon the medicines of the Dharma, all of the medicines of body, speech, and mind. And now for the activity empowerment, this same Tsakli card. A Tsakli is an empowerment card. It's a card with an image of the medicine Buddha on it. Traditionally, I would place such a card at your crown, your throat, and your heart, your navel, and your secret place all at once. Lacking this ability to be with you physically, imagine that a copy of the medicine Buddha comes and is absorbed into your crown, into your throat, into your heart, into your navel, into your secret place. He looks exactly as he does in the image, but if you have the capacity, a white medicine Buddha is absorbed in your crown, a red in your throat, a blue in your heart, a yellow in your navel, and a green in your secret place. This grants you all of the activity of medicine Buddha. Now we get tired all of the time. As I get older, as you all get older, maybe you will experience this as well. You'll have to go to bed earlier. Things wear you out a little quicker. Medicine Buddha never wears out. He never tires. It's in his aspiration. He never tires of helping beings. In fact, the more work he does, the more energy he has to help. And so that will be the result in you, that the more you work for others, the more energy and capacity and power you will have to work for others. Om Shri Bhagavan, whose aspirations ripened in time. The Kaya empowerment of Sugata, medicine Buddha's mudra, granted to you children with activities totally perfected. May you obtain the empowerment of the spontaneous accomplishment of the two purposes, that is, for self and other. Om Bikanje Maha Bikanje Soha Karma Beshinchara Ha. Kanje Mahabe Kanje Soha Karma Bekincha Om Ma Hong So With this, all of the obstructions to your activities to help others are completely dispelled and cleared away. And you have the empowerment of the Vajrakaya. The Vajrakaya is the ultimate realization of all of your elements, your Kam and your Bhut. That means your external elements, your gross elements that you're made from, and it means your particular pure elements, which are obscured by ignorance, will totally ripen as the experience, eventually, of the rainbow body through the practice of vidya. you have the permission to meditate upon the Vajrakaya, which you should do by relaxing as much as possible and not letting your troubles overwhelm you and always thinking, I don't know what to do, I have no answer, I have no capacity, this is too much, I should complain, I should gossip, I should be upset. These things obscure the channels and winds, and they obscure the realization of the Vajrakaya. When you're having difficulties, you should relax into the sound of ah. And whether you can visualize Medicine Buddha or not, when you sound ah, the presence of yourself, the instant presence of yourself as Medicine Buddha inseparable from myself, you should recall that during your problem, during your troubles. Instantly recalling that, you should be present with your problems. And you should think, what can I do to solve these issues that I am having? Then you should think, if I can solve them and I know what the solution should be, here is how I will begin. And then in that presence of Medicine Buddha, you begin. If you think there really is no way to solve this right now, I have no capacity at this moment, then you relax because there's nothing else that you could possibly do at that moment. So your best will be to relax, even in discomfort, even in sorrow, even in suffering. And that particular karma of suffering will ripen and dispel and self-liberate. And in time, a solution will arise. So this is how you should live as mature practitioners that are no longer overwhelmed by your problems, but you're taking your issues and problems and obstacles onto the path of the Buddhas, onto the path of Medicine Buddha. And so with this, you've received the empowerment of the Dal, the dimension of the body, speech, and mind of the Medicine Buddha, through having his blessing of body, speech, mind, quality, and activities together as the simultaneous four empowerments. In Anuyoga, this is an incredible blessing. And so now, having had this, you should totally relax as I sound ah, and receive the blessing of Anuyoga Rikpa Tsarwang, which is the blessing or the empowerment of the energy of Abidya, the expression of Vidya. As you receive this empowerment totally goes beyond any kinds of words or explanation. So as I just described, you should relax completely. This you have the blessing of the Vidya. This means knowledge. You have the empowerment of the expression of all the knowledge of Medicine Buddha. What does it mean to have the expression, the understanding of the expression of Medicine Buddha? The word is Tsal. Tsal is the energy of whatever arises. Whatever happens in your life, when you see it, when you experience it through your five senses, it's not static like a painting, unmoving. It's always moving. It's always changing with the five elements, and it's inseparable from your own conscious awareness. That inseparability of the energy of the way things change in interdependence with your own awareness, your own conscious mind. Empty of all your narratives and ideas about those. This is Tzal. This is the expression, the display of everything that arises. Some translations say the play. Play is good, but it also might mean that you think of like a drama and you're separate from it, like the play of a playwright, right? And you're watching it. That's okay at first. If you want to see it like a drama that unfolds, or the scenery out of a train window, or rain falling outside of a window while you are inside, that is a technique at first. But this technique also introduces separation. There is you and you are observing. Tzal is without observer and observed. It is the expression of everything that arises, inseparable from your own awareness. When you have a real experience of a vidya, then you have attained the empowerment, the wong of Drugpa, vidya, Drugpa, Tzal, wong. Vidya is your own knowledge of this. Tzal is all of these expressions inseparable from that knowledge. Wong is empowerment, meaning you really realize it. Therefore, in the Anuyoga, this is the Drugpa Tzal Wong. And now you've received the complete empowerment, and so all there is left to do is to dedicate all the merit of this empowerment to all beings. And yet, before that, I want to go over the Agama, which is the explanation of the sadhana, and the Upadesha, which are any questions that may arise or particularities involving the sadhana. So I will stop this particular recording of the empowerment. The mandala of the Medicine Buddha will be open for 24 hours from this point, or from the point it's received in the emails when it's sent out, if anyone has any questions. And so now we will begin going over the sadhana.